But I think one of the reasons why false teachers are able to twist Scripture is because normal people think that they can't understand the Scriptures without the guru. And once that's the case, then I'll believe anything, because I don't know. I can't see how that was in the Scripture, but man, if you say it, well, it must be true because you're smart, you know? And yeah, the old practice in the Middle Ages of chaining the Bible to the pulpit for fear that the layman will read it and interpret it or misinterpret it. You know, we have to let Scripture loose because it's the power of God. And there's nothing in Scripture itself that tells us that it's not able, that normal people can't understand it. It was written in a language, you know, the New Testament's written in a language that's called Common Greek. It's not some secret mystical encoded language. It is the language of the marketplace, and it's just normal writing. We'll get into how it's also not normal writing, but the first thing to understand is it's a human book in the sense that it uses all the normal standards of human language, and if you can read, you can read the Bible, and you can understand it.
Yeah, I think the Bible assumes that right. Even we'll go to the hardest book. You think Revelation? What does it say at the very beginning? Blessed is he who reads this,
Yes.
and he who hears and obeys.
Right.
I think the reader there is maybe referring to somebody who might stand and read it in church, but the idea is if it's being read to you, you'll be able to hear it and understand it and obey
That's
it.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So that gets one of the excuses that people have for don't reading the Bible. I just can't understand it. But so why aren't people reading the Bible today? I mean, we have access to it in ways that no other person in history has had. Why don't we read the Bible?
Well, I think there are practical reasons, and then there are spiritual reasons. Practically, what people say, of course, we say we don't have time, which is, again, we live in an age where we're surrounded by time-saving devices. We're not out drawing the water out of the well. We're not out chopping the firewood. We're not out, feeding the animals for our sustenance. Most of us, you know what I'm saying. We're surrounded by time-saving technology, and yet still we say we don't have enough time. And so I think that's bogus. I think where there's a will, there's a way, which means that we don't have the will, which is a spiritual problem. There's something that's true of mankind in general. It says in John 3, this is the judgment. The light has come into the world, but men loved the darkness rather than the light because their deeds were evil. So, there's an old line someone said, some old preacher, who knows, can't remember who it was,